Sai Satcharitra, Chapter 12. Sai Leela's Experiences of One Kaka Mahajani, Dumal Pleader, Mrs. Nimonkar, 4th Mool Shastri, 5th year doctor. Now let us see in this chapter how devotees were received and treated by Baba. Saint's mission. We have seen before that purpose of or object of divine incarnation is to protect the good and destroy the wicked. But the mission of the saints is quite different. To them, the good and the wicked are the same. First, they draw the evildoers and set them on the right path. They are the Agasti, Agasti, a renowned Hindu saint. To destroy the Bhavasagar, the ocean of worldly existence, or the sun to destroy the darkness of ignorance. The God dwells in the saints. In fact, they are not different from him. Our Sai is one of these who incarnated for the welfare of the devotees. Supreme in knowledge and surrounded with divine aura, he loved all beings equally. He was unattached foes and friends, kings and paupers. All were the same to him. Here his Leelas for the sake of devotees. He gave his stock of merits and was ever alert to help them, but the devotees could never approach him unless he meant to receive them. If their appointed time did not come, they did not remember Baba and his Leelas could not reach their ears. Then how could they think of seeing Leelas? Him. Some men desired to see Sai Baba, but they did not get any opportunity of taking his darshan till his Mahasamadhi. There are many such persons whose desire for Baba's darshan was not thus satisfied. If these persons believing in him listened to his Leelas, their first QEST for darshan will be to a great extent satisfied by the Leelas. Even if some persons went there by sheer SHER, Kevalam, Bhattigam, nothing other than unimaginated, used for emphasis, she giggled with sheer delight. Luck and took Baba's darshan. Were they able to stay there no longer? No, nobody could go there of his own accord, and nobody could stay there longer if Baba did not wish so. They could stay there so long as Baba permitted them to stay, and he had to leave the place when asked to do so by him. So everything depended on Baba's divine will. Kaka Mahajani. Once Kaka Mahajani went to Shirdi from Mumbai, he wanted to stay there for 1 week and enjoy the Gokul Ashtami festival. As soon as took Baba's darshan, Baba asked him, "When are you returning home?" He was rather surprised at this question, but he had to give the answer. He said that he would go home when he ordered him to do so. Then Baba said, "Go tomorrow." Baba's word was law and had to be obeyed. Kaka Mahajani therefore left Shirdi immediately. When he went to his office in Mumbai, he found his employer anxiously waiting for him. His Munim, that is the manager, suddenly fell ill. Hence Kaka's presence was absolutely necessary. He had sent a letter to Kaka at Shirdi, which was redirected to him at Mumbai. Baula Sahib Dhumal. Now listen to another story. Once Bahu Subhad Bumal was going to Nipad for a case. On the way he came to Shirdi, took Baba's darshan and wanted to proceed to Nipad immediately. But Baba did not permit him to do so. He made him stay at Shirdi for a week or more. In the meanwhile, the magistrate in Nipad suffered intensely from pain in his abdomen, and the case was adjourned. Mr. Dumal was then allowed to go and attend to his case. It went on for some months and was tried by 4 magistrates. Ultimately, Mr. Dumal won the case and his client was acquitted. ACQITTED. Mrs. Nimonkar. Mr. Nana Sahib Nimonkar, Watandhar of Nimon and honorary magistrate, was staying at Shirdi with his wife. Mr. and Mrs. Nimonkar were spending most of their time in the masjid with Baba and serving him. It so happened that their son fell ill at Belapur, and the mother decided with Baba's consent to go Belapur and see her son and other relatives and stay there for a few days. But Mr. Nana Sahib asked her to return the next day. The lady was in a fix and did not know what to do. So but her God Sai came to her help. While leaving Shirdi, she went to Baba, who was standing in front of Sateswada with Mr. Nana Sahib and others, and prostrated at his feet and asked his permission to go. Baba said to her, "Go, Go quickly, be calm and unperturbed. UNPERTURBED. కలవరం చెందని ప్రశాంతమైన, not worried, upset or disquieted, not perturbed. Stay comfortable at Belapur for 4 days. See all your relatives and then return to Shirdi. How opportune were Baba's words. Mr. Nana Sahib's proposal was overruled by Baba's decree, DECREE, an official order that has the force of law. Mule Shastri of Nasik, an orthodox Sanatana Sampradayamena holding established beliefs, especially in religion. ORTHODOX. Agnihotri Brahmin of Nasi, Mula Shastri, who had studied the 6 Shastras and was well versed in astrology and palmistry, once came to Shirdi to see Mr. Bapu Saheb Bhoti, the famous millionaire of Nagpur. After seeing him, he and others went to see Baba. And in the masjid, Baba bought various fruits and other things from vendors with his own money and distributed them to the people present in the masjid. Baba used to press and mango on all sides so skillfully that when Baba sucked it, he got all the pulp at once in his mouth and could throw away the seed. Plantains, PLANTAINS, Aratipandlu, the large greenish starchy fruit of a kind of banana plant that is eaten cooked and is an important food in the tropics like Andhra Pradesh, were peeled off by Baba and pulp was distributed to the devotees while the skins were returned by Baba for himself. Mool Shastri, as promised, wanted to examine Baba's palm and asked him to extend his hand. తన చేతిని చాచమని అడగడం. Extend his hand. Baba ignored his request and gave 4 plantains to him. Then they all returned to the Vada and Mule Shastri bathed, wore fresh clothes and started his routine duties with the Agnihotra, etc. Then Baba, as usual, started for Lendi and said, take some Geru, GERU, a red misery substance used to dye clothes in saffron color, an earthly red color used in India to paint flower pots and tree bases. We shall today do then saffron colored cloth. None understood what Baba meant. Then after some time, when Baba returned and preparations for the noon Aarti prayer were being made, Bapu Saheb Jog asked Mool Shastri whether he would accompany him for Aarti. He replied that he would see Baba in the afternoon. Baba sat on his seat, was worshipped by the devotees, and Aarti commenced. Then Baba said, get some dakshina from the new Nasik Brahmin, but himself went to the Vada to get dakshina, and when he gave Baba's message to Mool Shastri, he was sorely perplexed. PERPLXED. చాలా కలవరపడ్డాను. You feel confused and slightly worried by something because you do not understand it. He thought in his mind, thus I am a pure Agnihotri Brahmin. Why should I pay dakshina? Baba may be a great saint. I am not his dependent, but since a great saint he like Sai Baba was asking for dakshina through a millionaire like Bhoti, he could not refuse. So leaving his routine unfinished, he started with Bhoti for masjid, thinking himself holy and the masjid otherwise. He remained at a distance and after joining his palms threw flowers at Baba from there. Then lo, all of a sudden he saw not Baba, but his late Guru Golap Swami there. He was wonderstruck. Acharya Parachindi of a person experiencing sudden feeling of awed delight or wonder. He was wonderstruck by America. Could this be a dream? No, it was not, as he was wide awake, but how could his late Guru Golap be better? He was speechless for some time. He pinched himself and thought again, but could not reconcile to the fact of his late Guru Golap being in the masjid. Ultimately, leaving aside all doubt, he went up, fell at his Guru's feet, and then stood there with folded hands. Other people sang Baba's Arati. Meanwhile, Mool Shastri chanted loudly his Guru's name. Then, casting off all pride of caste and sacredness, he fell at his Guru's feet and closed his eyes. When he got up and opened his eyes, he saw Baba asking for dakshina. Seeing Baba's blissful form and his inconceivable power, Mool Shastri forgot himself. He was extremely pleased. His eyes were full of tears of joy. He again saluted and gave the dakshina. He said that his doubt was removed and he saw his own Guru. On seeing this wonderful Leela of Baba, all the people, including Mool Shastri, were much moved and they realized the meaning of Baba's words. Bring Geru, we shall turn saffron colored clothes, such is the wonderful Leela of Baba. A doctor. Once a Mamalta, the revenue officer, came to Shirdi with a doctor friend of his. The doctor said that his deity, D-E-I-T-Y, Devudu, Devata Vigraham, divine status, quality or nature, a good god, goddess, was Ram, and that he would not bow before a Muhammadian, and so he was unwilling to go to Shirdi. The revenue officer replied that nobody would press him to bow down, so he should come and give the pleasure of his company. Accordingly, they reached to Shirdi and went to Masjid for Baba's darshan. All their wonderstruck, Ascharyaparishan of a person experiencing a sudden feeling of awed delight or wonder. He was wonderstruck by America to see the doctor going ahead and saluting Baba. They asked him how he forgot his resolve. పరిష్కరించుకున్న స్పష్టం చేయి, firmly determined to do something, and bowed down to Musalman. Then the doctor replied that he saw his beloved deity, D-E-I-T-Y, Ram, on the seat, and he therefore prostrated, P-R-O-S-T-R-A-T-E-D, సాష్టాంగపడ్డం, బోర్లా పడడం, లోబడిపోయిన, lying stretched out on the ground with one's face downwards, himself before him. Then as he was saying he again saw Sai Baba there. Being dismayed, D-I-S-M-A-Y-E-D, nispruha, adudha, concern and distress caused by something unexpected, caused someone to feel concern and distress. He again said, is this a dream? How could be a Muhammadian? He is a great yoga sampanna, full of yoga avatar. Next day he made a vow, pratigna, solemnly promised to do a specified thing, and began fast. He absented himself from the masjid, resolving not to go there until Baba blessed him. 3 days passed, and on the 4th day a close friend of his from Khandesh turned up, and with him he went to the masjid for Baba's darshan. After the salutation, Baba asked him whether anybody had gone to call him, that he had come. Hearing this vital question, the doctor was moved. The same night he was blessed by Baba, and he experienced bliss supreme in his sleep. Then he left for his town, where he remained in the same state for a fortnight, FORTNIGHT, పక్షం రోజులు 2 వారములు, a period of 2 weeks. Thus his devotion for Sai Baba increased manyfold. The moral of all the stories mentioned above, especially that of Mool Shastri, is that we should have faith in our Guru and on none else. More Leelas of Sai Baba will be described in the next chapter. Bow to Sri Sai, peace to be all. Srinivaso Vijayate.